Hello, baseball fans, and welcome. An AL West matchup on the show. It's the Athletics taking on the Seattle Mariners. First pitch coming your way next. Just about set to go. And towing the slab here, Luis Castillo.
Well, last year kind of around the league average in terms of ERA. And you know what? That's why you have 5 different spots in the starting rotation. You've got to have people round things out. And not everyone's going to pitch like a number 1 or number 2 every outing or every season. But last year, he gave his team an opportunity and a chance to win every time he took the mound on average. And when you look at that kind of performance, it has a place on every ball club.
And that one fouled off. Ripped on the ground to second. Handles, throws to first. And the first out of the game is an easy one. And time now to check out the A's lineup. The sluggers in this lineup might not be too happy about the fact that the wind is blowing in today, Chris.
Yeah, and you hear pitchers talk about how good it feels when the wind is at their back. And for hitters, you almost feel like beyond just the pitcher coming at you, you've got this other force coming against you. So important to try to get on top of the ball in terms of hitting line drives, maybe really hard ground balls with a good exit velocity that'll get you a base hit, because it's very frustrating. You just hit one on the screws, think it's going to go out of the ballpark, and an outfielder is camped underneath it in front of the warning track. That play looks routine defensively, but with all of the little nooks, it can get real tricky down in the corner. Kept it to a long single. Nice defensive play.
Now the A's designated hitter, Brent Rooker. That one outside, and it's 1-0. Rooker came up with 4 hits in his last game. Man at first, 1 away. Castillo, multi-time All-Star. He features a 4-seam fastball, a slider, a sinker, and he works in a changeup.
Man, that was pretty gross right there.
Here's a 1-2. Ground ball left side, could be 2. In there safely.
Batting fourth, the catcher, Shea.
And the batter now, Shea Langoliers. 2 hits in 13 at-bats in a series so far. He was late there, strike 1.
The last thing he wants is to hit the ball on the ground, but I wouldn't expect many pitches up in the zone. They'll be pitching for a double play in this spot.
Runners at first and second with 1 gone here in the finale of this 4-game set. And a base hit on the line. Throw back in, holds the runner at third. Base is now loaded. Only 1 away.
Everything came together perfectly for him right there. Anytime you rip a line drive the other way, you feel really good about what you did at the plate. You trusted your hands, you let the ball travel, and you took the barrel straight to it. That's great work right there.
This is J.J. Bleday. There's a strike.
He's a bad ball hitter, so even if you get him to chase pitches outside the zone, he still might beat you. Not an easy out by any means.
Bases loaded. 1 away. Swing and a ball lifted in the air. Shallow right field. He's got it. And there are 2 outs.
Well, those can be pretty fun as an outfielder. Got to put it into his highest gear and go a long way to track that one down. Nothing better than that. You feel like a wide receiver playing football.
Zach Geloff up next for the A's. Line drive, base hit. 1 run's in. Here comes the throw. Not in time. He's safe.
Gets him on the board first, coming through with 2 RBIs on that swing. Pretty much a model swing on that one as he ripped it into the opposite field gap. And I'm sure he's going to be watching that one back on video because that's the kind of swing you want to bottle. So many positives that led to that knock.
Here's Gio Urshela, 0 for 4 in the win last night. And a foul ball. Swing and a miss, and he was fooled.
He has a tendency to chase out of the zone, and that slider that's down, that's one of his money pitches to get that swing and miss.
Corners are occupied with 2 down. Cut on and lifted in the air. Robles turns to the right on the move. Makes the grab. And that'll do it. But 2 runs for him, and they jump ahead. Bottom half of inning number 1 coming up. It's the A's 2, and the Mariners coming to bat. Back here with my pal Singy. Today's starting pitcher, J.P. Sears. How about a report on him, Chris?
Yeah, his ERA last year was a little worse than average, so definitely be looking for better results this season. You know, one of the keys is just being able to have a consistent delivery and to be able to repeat that delivery so you can hit the spots that you want to hit and have a higher chance of being successful.
Victor Robles leading things off and takes a strike. And a swing and a miss there.
Man, he really sells the changeup with that arm action.
To third, and that's just foul. The 0-2. And Robles spoils it. He stays alive. The 0-2. Now one missed. Fouls it off. Still 1-2.
I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball, slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
Fastball, and he gets out of the way.
Straighten him up a little bit.
That one the other way. Makes the grab. 1 down. And now we check out the Mariners lineup. Trailing by a couple of runs already, and I'm sure they'd like to erase that deficit quickly.
Yeah, you don't want to let this deficit get into your head and you're trying to just make up the difference with one swing and you really don't have the base runners on. You've got to contribute, keep the line moving, and all of a sudden you have a big inning. Everything shifts and you find yourself in the driver's seat.
And the home first moving along quickly today. 2 gone.
Oh, but we talk about how the ball is coming out of the pitcher's hand. The way it comes out of his hand as an infielder. Wow, really impressive.
Julio Rodriguez stands in now and watches strike 1. This one in the air, right field. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. That is the inning. And we're back. Here's the left fielder, Seth Brown.
Seth Brown.
Brown with a homer in his last game. And first offering is fouled off. Liner, and this could be trouble. Now he'll turn for second. And he's there with a leadoff double.
He was all over that one.
Batting
A well-deserved double on a great swing. Got everything going on time. He stayed balanced and he squared it up about as well as you could possibly ask.
Runner in scoring position, no outs. And now the first baseman, Tyler Soderstrom, with just one hit in 11 at-bats in the series so far. That's a strike across the top of the zone. Man at second. That one fouled off. And ball one. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Lifted in the air, left field, pretty well struck. Rodriguez sizes this one up. One away. Lawrence Butler now at the plate. He's 0 for 1.
Butler.
Slapped foul. Check swing, called strike. Rusty Valentine doing the umpiring behind the dish for us. Maybe the best name in the league.
Yeah, that's a solid one, no doubt. I mean, who's better to ask than you? I kind of wonder if Rusty is his actual name or just a nickname.
Yeah, no clue. Foul ball, still 0-2. Brown leads off second with one gone in the inning. Upstairs. And a count 1-2.
Anyways, Rusty's got a good zone, very good on the corners of the plate, but he'll give pitchers a little bit above the letters and below the knees if they're earning it.
And it's a strikeout from La Piedra, his second of the game.
That's tough. You see it well. I mean, that was clearly up and out of the strike zone, but that's one of the hardest things. And when you see a pitch out of the hand at eye level, that discipline to remember, I can't hit that pitch. If I can see it really well at eye level, I can't catch up to that pitch when a pitcher's got this kind of velocity.
Line drive, and that's a base hit to right. Rounds third, headed for the plate. The throw in, but it's offline, and they're up by 3.
Well, no waiting around right there. He was ready to swing it on the first pitch. Just a cookie down the middle. I mean, those are the ones you dream about. The ones in the cage, you're just hoping you get in the ball game. Right down the middle, not a whole lot of velocity, right on top of it.
So 2 down. Brent Rooker getting ready to hit. Ball 1, no strikes. 1 run across in the frame so far here at the top of the second. Swing and a miss as he was late.
He's going to have to make sure that he stays patient because he is the focal point in that lineup. They're going to pitch him tough. They're going to pitch around him. And when he doesn't see other guys doing anything, what you can do is become a little too aggressive and chase out of the zone.
Swings here and drives one well left field. Way back, and you can forget it. He'll circle the bases. His second home run of the series, and they add to the lead. It's 5-0.
Already playing with the lead, and now they're celebrating a home run. They're having a great time out there. Looks like this guy was looking out over the plate, but he was ready to turn on the inside fastball. So direct to the pitch, absolutely blasted out of this ballpark.
Shea Langoliers up next for the A's. That misses the zone. Ball one. Two down, nobody on. Ripped to third, but handled, and that'll end the inning. The A's with a two-run blast, and the lead is now 5-0. This is A's baseball on the show NorCal.
I was starving at the bottom, needed food. Make a move, make a move, make a move. Make a move, make a move, make a move.
We head to the bottom of the second, so now it's the Mariner cleanup hitter, Cal Raleigh. This guy, one of the best defensive catchers going. You talk about framing, the ability to block, catch, and throw. He is at the top of the game. Sears back to work. Check swing, and he went. And that is strike one.
Really good athlete, and many times we talk about, the feet of infielders. This catcher as well, really quick feet. He's able to recognize the pitch, see the trajectory, and get into a spot where he can block those balls and keep them from going to the backstop. Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. Absolutely smoked that baseball. What a swing. Sent it out way faster than it came in, of course. 113 off the bat, and no matter where you hit it at that speed, it's tough to make a play on.
Luke Raley, the next to hit, takes ball one.
Really impressive with the way he frames, the way that he sets it up, because sometimes those pitches are off the plate, but because he sets up and presents it so well, he steals strikes for his pitcher.
That one pushed foul, out of play off to the left. Spoils that one, and it remains 2-2. And a swing and a miss. One away.
He's really good hitting the baseball the other way, so credit the pitcher for having him out in front of that pitch. Clearly he had it fooled.
And stepping in for the Mariners, Randy Arozarena. And takes low for ball one.
1-0.
Just missed. Next offering is in for a strike. Raleigh, the runner at first, with one gone in the inning. That's way outside. And now 3-1. There's the strike.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row.
Well, interesting. He's looking very comfortable out of the stretch after giving up the leadoff single. Back-to-back strikeouts. So they haven't been able to move that runner up, get him into scoring position, and try to have a better chance of scoring. I tell you, good job so far on the mound. He just needs one more out.
In for a strike, and the count is 0-2. This to third, Urshela. Inning over. Mariners lead one. It's 5-0. Back here at the ballpark, let's check out the latest news from around the league.
Number 33, J.J. Bleday.
And a ground ball to first. A flip to the pitcher covering. Leadoff man retired here in the third. Here's the second baseman, Zach Geloff. He drove in 2 with a single his first time up. And that's fouled off. Geloff getting the start at second, 25 years old, and he was a second-round pick in 2021. One down, base is empty. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did.
No ball. 2 strike.
Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout.
That's that classic wipeout slider below the zone right there. Just nasty. Looks like a fastball thigh high that you got to protect the zone, and then it's just that late break that fools you and kind of makes you look silly.
Out to short. To first. Urshela is out. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. 3 up, 3 down for him there. We move on to the bottom of inning number 3. It's the A's 5 and the Mariners nothing. Welcome back. Let's take a look at how the series has played out so far.
Shortstop, J.P. Crawford.
Knee high, that's in for a strike.
0-1.
Next offering is in for a strike.
Well, he didn't like those first 2 pitches. Now in an 0-2 hole. He's going to have to battle. Hope he gets a mistake.
The shortstop takes the ball. That's down and in.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
That one misses, and it's 3-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out.
Now, this pitching staff has been merciless against him in this one. I mean, he struck out 6 times in this series, and we've seen no adjustment out of him so far.
Here's Dylan Moore. First pitch, and that's in for a strike. Line drive, pulls it down, and they're 2 away.
It's never fun going back to the dugout after hitting the line drive that finds a glove, but you will get some high fives. You know, when you make great contact, you feel like you've done everything right. But in this game of baseball, not everything is in your control.
Here's Victor Robles. Down and away for ball 1. 2 outs, base is empty. Up the middle, and that chance handled. He puts it in his pocket, safe at first without a play. And up next for Seattle, Ryan Bliss. 0 for 1, he grounded out in his first at bat. The pitch timer expired before he started his windup, so that's a ball.
That must be incredibly frustrating for the pitcher, but this is all about creating more action and speeding up the game, and it's working.
At the belt and fires. Robles runs. Pitch is high. Transfer bobbled, and there's no throw. Squirts away from Langoliers. Robles up to third on the wild pitch.
Well, that right there can be a tough read as a runner on second to see if the ball's gotten away enough to move to third. You have to be sure you can make it because you're already in scoring position. Well, he was sure there, and now he's only 90 feet away from scoring.
Right through there for a strike.
3-2.
Swings through that, and it's a strikeout. He's notched 4 strikeouts now. 1 left for Seattle. Still looking at that 5-0 deficit. Start of the 4th. Now it's going to be Seth Brown.
Leading off for the A's, the left fielder, Seth Brown.
On the corner for a strike. Activity in the bullpen. Emerson Hancock preparing to come on if needed. They tried to get him to chase on a slider down and away.
Clearly, he hasn't had it in this game, and looks like sooner than later, they're going to have to go to the bullpen.
At 96, that pitch is in for a strike. Swing and a miss at 96, struck him out. And he's registered 3 Ks in this one.
Just a mid-90s challenge fastball right there. Not much to it. And I'm sure he'd love another swing at it because it was in a very hittable location. Those are the swings where you can sometimes start to question yourself as a hitter and say, how did I miss that? But you know what happens.
Soderstrom batting for the 2nd time, and that's strike 1. Outside low, and that is ball 1.
Backdoor breaking ball just missed right there, and boy, umpire didn't give him the call. I bet you if he throws it again, hitter knows he's going to have to swing it.
Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
It's amazing to look up and see 88 miles per hour on that changeup. Back in the day, that was a pretty good fastball, but with high velocities these days, that speed differential is right where it needs to be.
1 out, bases empty. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Make it 4 strikeouts for him on the bump today.
Oh, really went aggressive in with that slider. Good 2-strike pitch right there. At worst case scenario, it's weak contact in play. Exactly where he and the catcher wanted it.
So the batting order turns over. Lawrence Butler up next for the A's. Fought off foul. Hit well, right field, way back, and gone. That's his 3rd home run of the series. And they add a run. It's 6-0. Chris, he's homered in back-to-back games now.
Yep, seeing the ball well, and he's got his timing locked in. He's looking pretty dangerous at the dish right now. Lightning fast hands to be able to hit that velocity fastball on the inside part of the plate. In my experience, when you're looking out over the plate, allowing the ball to travel, it's pure reaction to hit a pitch in that location. That's a tremendous swing.
Manager out of the dugout, and he's going to make a change. Luis Castillo won't go any further, and this is one he'd like to forget. Back with a new arm after this.
Now pitching for
New
the
arm out of the
Mariners,
bullpen, Emerson Hancock.
number 26.
Still pretty early in the ball game, so this bullpen has some work ahead of him. Best case scenario might be if he can come in here and get several quick outs, kind of bridge the gap that starter left for him.
2 outs, nobody on. Jacob Wilson up next for the A's. Swing and a ball popped in the air, and it stays fair.
Now batting, designated hitter, Brent Rooker.
So a man at first. Brent Rooker up next for the A's. He's already homered in this game. Hammers that one deep left field and forget it. Another homer. He's done it again. his second homer of the game. And they throw a pair on the board. It's 8-0.
When you're working with this kind of velocity, so critical that you move the ball around, work quickly, and make sure that you keep that hitter off balance. Clearly not fooled by the location or the velocity. He was all over that fastball.
Base is empty with 2 away. And now here's the A's catcher, Shea Langoliers. Right through there for a strike. Swing and a miss. Got him to go up the ladder for the K. But 2 round trippers in this inning. The long ball was working. It's now an 8-0 game. You're watching A's baseball on the show NorCal. Well, this game isn't very close, Singy. Let's see if we got any messages from those tuning in today.
I know we got some good stuff in there.
All right, Singy, you've tightened up the hairdo, but back when you played, how valuable was it to have a barber in the clubhouse?
Well, Boog, I'm going to say invaluable. That's how valuable that it was because I was the barber. Yes, I was the team barber, man. I'd be cutting hair 7:05 game. I'd be finishing cutting someone's hair at 6:45.
Whoa.
I'd ask these guys.
Dives and it gets by. Makes the turn and heads for second. Around second now as they still don't have it. Safely into third with a lead-off triple. And now it's the cleanup hitter for the Mariners, Cal Raleigh. 1 for 1 with a single so far. That one finds the zone. 0-1. This one popped up. Foul ground first base side. Squeezes it, and there's one down.
Yeah, we got this.
Up next for the Mariners, the first baseman, Luke Raley.
So digging in, Luke Raley. He was a strikeout victim his first time. And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter. Now 1-1. And that one is in for a strike. Good pitch.
Just a really nice slider down and in there. He wants to get the hitter thinking fastball, speed him up, and just subtract some velocity and add a little movement.
Cut on and miss, struck him out. Now 5 strikeouts for him on the mound.
Thought it was a pretty good pitch. Top of the strike zone. We're seeing more fastballs in that location. Hitters, especially with 2 strikes, have to be ready to pull the trigger.
Arozarena in the box now. No balls and a strike.
And a bat like this is almost over as it begins. In this situation, you have no idea what the next pitch is going to be. You just got to hope that you can make contact.
That one off the mark, and the count 1-2.
Well, he missed badly with that 0-2 fastball. Hitter has to understand, probably wants to try to put him away with that pitch, so got to stay ready for it.
Just misses the mark outside the zone. Rodriguez at third with 2 away. Still 2-2 after the foul ball. Ripped to right. Makes the catch, and that ends the inning. So no runs here on a base hit, no errors, and 1 left. On to the top of the 5th we go. It's the A's 8 and the Mariners nothing. Welcome back as we take a look at how today's starting pitchers have fared so far. Hancock back to work. And that is out of play.
You know, these Athletics really impressing me with the quality of their at-bats in this one. It's been fun getting a chance to see them go to work. It looked to me like they really wanted to get to the starter early, get him out of the game before he settles in, so I'd say mission accomplished.
The 0-2. Ground ball right side. Raley tosses to the pitcher covering the bag. One away here in the fifth. Now it's the second baseman, Zach Gelof.
3-pitch strikeout last time up. Got to put up more of a fight in this one.
It's in and out of his glove. Still manages a throw. Throw pulls him off the bag, and he's safe.
Well, looked like a pretty routine play. Just couldn't get it to stick in the glove as he gets tagged with the error. Should have been 2 outs in the inning, but now they have to work around it and get 2 more.
1 gone, runner at first. Gio Urshela to the plate. 0 for 2 in this one. Hancock with a move to first. And there's a foul ball. The Athletics up big in this one, and we're at the top of the 5th. Runner on the move. Pitch in for a strike. Throw. Save. Oh, that fastball drilled him.
Hit him.
He had 2 strikes on him, and he hit him. Now the left fielder, Seth Brown, 1 for 2.
Brown.
In the air, right field, Robles. He's there. He's got it. Runner tags at second. He gets there safe at third as he moves up with 2 gone.
The first baseman, number 21, Tyler Soderstrom.
Tyler Soderstrom, the next to hit. Swings through that one.
Good late sink on that fastball. Out of the hand looks so good, and then by the time it gets in the hitting zone, hard to get the barrel to it.
That's off the inside corner, and that's ball 1. The A's looking to add another. Is there a little wrinkle to that? I think there was.
Yeah. Little slider action.
Yeah, the 1-2 misses to even the count.
That's a good pitch there. Really had some run and finished a little up and in just on the edge. And that's one of those, if you
lays out, but he can't squeeze it. Gets to first ahead of the runner, and they do get the out. A's strand a couple as the lead holds at 8-0. Back at T-Mobile Park, we head to the bottom of the 5th. Now it's the Mariners DH, Jorge Polanco. And a big swing and a miss.
Well, these Mariners need to bring up the quality of their at-bats and specifically their swings. Just 1 extra base hit for them, so they haven't exactly been hitting the ball gap to gap or out of the park. That makes it really difficult to generate runs.
Swing and a miss, and he's down on strikes. So he picks up his 6th strikeout of the ball game. J.P. Crawford up next for the Mariners. Struck out swinging his first time.
Crawford.
That's a ball. Went with the sweeper.
1 ball, no strike.
Swing and a miss as he was late that time.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Base is empty, 1 away. Last half of inning number 5. Lifted in the air down the left side. Makes the grab on the run. 2 down.
That's just a really nice catch
Now
on the
batting,
run
second
right there.
baseman,
He saved
Miller.
extra bases for sure. If the pitcher's his friend, he'll give him a second to catch his breath before he's ready to deal the next pitch.
Moore stands in with 2 away as he takes a ball. And there's a ball.
That's a ball.
A rare 3-ball count here. He's been throwing strikes all day. Got to be ready to hit if you're in the box.
There's a strike. Broken bat, roller to first. Soderstrom throws to first in time, and that is the inning. And 1, 2, 3 go the Mariners. And they're on the short end of an 8-0 score. All right, we go to the top half of inning number 6. And now the right fielder, Lawrence Butler. Fouled off left side. Butler goes 6 feet 3 inches, 24 years old, and he was a 6th-round draft pick back in 2018. Hard hit right side, and he takes it himself for the out. Next up for the A's, Jacob Wilson. 3 for 3 with 3 singles. And a first pitch fastball is in for a strike. Meanwhile, activity in the bullpen. Colin Snyder up and loosening in the pen. Santos warming up as well. And that's a base hit. Just kind of sliced that one into center.
Right there, does a great job of staying in the big part of the field. Man, there are a lot of hits there.
Rooker.
Here's a big power threat. Brent Rooker. And the way he's going in this one, we've been waiting for his spot to come around again.
All right, listen, everyone. Stop what you're doing right now. This guy's got 2 home runs already. Now he's going for number 3.
Bounce to the left side. The throw wide at first, and both runners are safe.
Well, an
Now
error
batting,
like that,
the
you look
catcher,
at the scoreboard
Shea
and you kind of wonder if they are
Langeliers.
losing focus out there. And look, it can be tough to stay locked in when you're getting blown out. We've all been there. And I'm not saying that's definitely what happened on this play, but it's not a great look.
So first and second with 1 man gone. And now here's the A's catcher, Shea Langeliers. 1 for 3. And there's a strike. On the ground to third, might be 2. 1 at second. On to first, double play. And that's the inning. A hit and an error in the inning, but they fail to score. Top of the order due up in the home half of the 6th. It's the A's 8 and the Mariners nothing. Bottom of the 6th inning. Here's the Mariners leadoff man, Victor Robles.
Victor Robles.
Yeah, the pitch is in for a strike, and it's 0-1. And that's in there at the knees. Spoils a 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. Robles started after it, tried to hold up. Now a look to first, didn't go. Line drive, caught.
Man, he really turned on that one. Absolutely
Now batting,
ripped it
the
towards
third
third,
baseman,
but quick
Ryan.
cat-like reflexes down there at the hot corner to bring it down.
Now here is Ryan Bliss. Fastball for a strike. It's 0-1.
He's gotten into a really good rhythm, set down 7 in a row. He just wants to get the baseball and deliver it as quickly as possible. Keep the momentum going.
The M's with a lot of ground to make up here in the bottom of the 6th. And that's ruled a swing. It's a strikeout.
Well, he's showing some pretty dominating stuff out there in this one, not just in terms of
Now
swing and
batting,
miss, but
center
also
fielder,
in terms of
Julio.
command. You know, all the strikeouts, they just kind of speak for themselves, but when you don't walk anyone, you're demonstrating that you have the confidence in your abilities to truly go right after opposing batters.
Rodriguez stands in here, takes ball 1 low. In the air, out towards left center, and that's the inning.
Like a river, I keep rolling, rolling. Back to you, I keep rolling, back to you.
Back in
Leading
Seattle,
off
here's
for
the center
A's,
fielder,
the center
J.J.
fielder,
Bleday.
J.J. Bleday.
Popped up. And there's one down.
That was a good pitch to hit right down the heart of the plate. Had pretty good timing on it, just got underneath it a little bit and popped it up.
Here's the second baseman, Zach Geloff. That one ripped right center field. Robles giving chase, and it gets by him. Round second, digging for third. He'll make it up to third, and I'm sure that'll be an error of the outfielder.
Well, clearly he
The
was
third
ready to
baseman,
hit right
number
there.
13,
First pitch fastball in a great spot to do some
Urshela.
damage, and he squared it up nicely.
Runner at third with one gone. Urshela steps in. Ground ball left side. And he can't come up with it.
Now batting. the
Well,
left
you're
fielder,
already down in the
Seth
game, and not just by a
Brown.
couple, and then that error allows a run to score, and this is where things can really start to fall apart. As a team, they need to pick themselves up, find a way to play better baseball the rest of the way.
Here comes the skipper, and we're going to see a pitching change in this spot. Emerson Hancock is done, and as he heads for the dugout, we'll take a quick break. New arm on the mound when we get back.
Now pitching for
New
the
pitcher
Mariners.
for the Mariners, Colin Snyder.
52.
This is his first appearance of the
Colin.
season.
Snyder.
Next up for the A's, Seth Brown. Swing and a high fly ball right field. That one back, that one on its way, and it's gone. Seth Brown goes deep. His second homer of this series. It's 11-0.
Welcome to the game. First pitch out of the bullpen, a tough one, and you know he's just trying to get one in there for a strike. And on the other side, as a hitter, it's a great time to be aggressive and let it fly. It's not what they were looking for when they turned to him, but now he's got to find a way to reset.
So one out, nobody on. Tyler Soderstrom up next for the A's. 0 for 3. A fly out, a ground out, and a strikeout. Clobbered to right field, way back, gone. They do it again. Back-to-back homers. And they add a run. It's 12-0. That's their 5th homer of the game.
Man, they're all getting into the action. It's starting to feel like a home run derby up here. Back-to-back jacks, and this club is fired up right now, Boog. I mean, this is the kind of thing where you really start to notice hitters in a lineup feeding off each other, and the collective confidence just continues to grow.
Back to the top of the order now. Now it's the right fielder, Lawrence Butler. He's already homered here in this one. And the first pitch misses for ball 1.
1-0.
Still only 1 out here in the inning. Now 1 miss.
1 strike.
Up the middle, Crawford. Sends it to first. Got the out.
Up next for the A's.
Here comes the manager out of the
shortstop,
dugout,
Jacob
and he'll make a move for the bullpen.
Wilson.
Colin Snyder done for the afternoon, and unfortunately he didn't get much help behind him defensively. New arm coming in. We'll be back.
Now pitching for the
Gregory
Mariners,
Santos gets handed the
Number
rock out of the
48.
pen. He's making his second
Gregory
appearance of the season.
Santos.
2 outs, base is empty. And now here is Jacob Wilson. And that one fouled off. On the ground to third, Bliss. Sends it across to first. That'll end the inning after a lot of scoring. But 2 round trippers in this inning. The long ball was working. Midway in inning number 7, and it's time to stretch. You're dialed into the show. Welcome back. Taking a
Leading
look at
up
our
for
game
the
sum.
Mariners, the catcher, Cal Raleigh.
And the first offering a fastball for a strike.
Usually when a pitcher's had a dominant outing, he has filled up the strike zone and he's gotten ahead in the count with first pitch strikes. Well, that's exactly what this guy has done in this one. Over 70% first pitch strikes.
There's a strike at the knees. 1-2.
He's been very consistent with his command out there on the mound, consistently throwing at the knees. Pretty impressive when a guy can repeat his delivery like this.
Got him. And he's up to 8 strikeouts in this one.
Really love the pitch sequence right there. I'm telling you what, pitcher and catcher on the same page right
Now
now.
batting, first baseman, Luke
Raley up next for the Mariners, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. First pitch just misses.
Struggled a little bit in this one. Couple of strikeouts earlier, but doing a much better job in this at bat to get ahead and find a good hitter's count at 2-0.
On the ground, and it goes just foul. 1 down, base is empty. That one fouled off. 2-2. And that's outside. Outside, and that is ball 4.
Well, a breaking ball in that 3-2 count kind of tells you that that's the pitch he has the most confidence in right now. Just couldn't find the strike zone.
There's a swing and a drive. And foul as it bangs off the fence.
Recognize that changeup right out of the hand. Just spit on it.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. That's his 9th strikeout so far.
You know, variant speeds can be just as useful for a pitcher as movement. As you see right there, it really wasn't a great location. But the fact that the velocity change had the hitter off balance, and that's all you got to do sometimes.
Manager out of the dugout now, and it looks like we'll see a change on the mound. J.P. Sears won't go any further, and he was excellent. Really controlled this game on the mound, and we'll have a new arm for you in a minute.
Now pitching for the
Noah
Athletics.
Murdock on to pitch here,
Number 58.
on for his major league debut, and a moment he will never forget.
Better believe that. It's always so special the first time you get into a big league ball game. I did it as a position player, but for him as a pitcher, sure there's some nerves there. Probably don't want to squeeze the baseball too tight. Just relax and do what you're capable of doing.
Swing and a ground ball, and foul ball.
Now, if he's going to steal second, you want him to go early in the count. That way he's not a distraction to the hitter at the plate. Go ahead and get it out of the way so the hitter can focus on the pitch.
Raley off of first with 2 away. Next offering in there for a strike. And that is strike 2. Good eye in that spot.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Squirts away from Langoliers. So a wild pitch allows the runner to advance.
You know, sometimes it takes a reliever a little time to get comfortable with the mound out there, especially when they come in trying to be nasty with every pitch they throw. Not exactly what they were looking for when they called him in, though. We'll see if he can settle down.
Runner at second, 2 down. Here at the bottom of the 7th. High fly ball, pretty well struck out towards right center. That one's deep, and that's going to bang against the wall. Run comes in from second, and it's 12-1. Man at second here with 2 away. J.P. Crawford gets a chance to hit. That's in there. Strike 1. 2 outs and 1 in scoring position. And a curve misses outside.
Clearly didn't come out of his hand the right way. Left that curveball way up.
In the air, left field. It's going to fall for a hit. The run comes in to score from second, and it's an RBI single, and it's now 12-2. And now for Seattle, Dylan Moore. Pitch misses, 1-0. Up the middle. They get the force, and that will end the inning. So it's 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and a runner left. We look ahead to inning number 8. It's the A's 12 and the Mariners 2. We're at the top of the 8th, and now the DH, Brent Rooker. That one close, ruled a ball. And that's ball 1. Action in the pen down there. Taylor Saucedo, the left-handed reliever, appears to be getting loose. Spire getting loose as well. That's the 3rd. Slings it across. Leadoff man is out here in the 8th.
Good arm side run and sink on that pitch right there. Got inside on him and got him to bounce into that out.
And now here's the A's catcher, Shea Langoliers. And a swing and a miss.
Ooh,
No
Baya.
ball. One
You
strike.
got to remember to take the donut off the bat, partner.
Base is empty, one away, and we're in the top of the 8th. Swing and a miss. Ugly swing right there.
Well, you got the hitter already chasing that nasty slider. If you're on the mound, you just want to expand the zone right now. Get a swing and miss and get through this at bat.
Oh, 0-2 now. Hit in the air, center field. Rodriguez under this one. 2 down.
Now batting, the center fielder,
J.J. Bleday digs in now. And a swing and a line drive at a right field. Robles makes the catch, and that'll do it. Nothing doing there for the A's, but they're still way out in front. 12-2.
To worry about your fear brings chaos to your compass. There's no
Ready for the bottom of the
Leading
8th,
up
and
for the
stepping in for the Mariners,
the right
Victor
fielder,
Robles.
Victor Robles.
Murdoch back to work. Bottom of the zone and a called strike.
0-1.
Ball one there.
Low.
Line to left and
That's
foul ball. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Swing and a ball popped in the air. That gets down for a hit. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
Well, that certainly feels good when you can win the at-bat after being down in the count, up against it with 2 strikes right there. I don't know how he's able to shoot that pitch the other way and still put something on it. That pitch,
Calls it in, and there's one away.
that swing right there tells me he's seeing the ball pretty well. I know it didn't
The
produce a
center
hit,
fielder,
but he
number
made
44,
solid contact, and that's all you're looking to do anytime you're at the plate.
Rodriguez.
So up next, Julio Rodriguez. That one's in there. Strike one.
Some hitters are just more confident if they can track that first pitch out of the hand of the pitcher. They don't care if they fall behind 0-1.
And it falls. And now 2 aboard.
Now batting, catcher, Cal Raleigh.
And now the catcher comes up to him. Cal Raleigh. And a first pitch fastball is in for a strike. Runners are at the corners, 1 away. Strike 2.
Knowing that the pitcher wants a ground ball double play opportunity here, you've got to lay off pitches down in the zone. Right there, swinging at that pitch, that's a no-no.
And ball 1.
That's a really good job of laying off the 0-2 high fastball. Is going to make that
Ground ball up the middle. Base hit and a run in to score. Stop sign goes up at third. Runners at the corners with 1 out. So digging in, Luke Raley. A walk and a pair of strikeouts. In there at the knees. Rodriguez at third. Raleigh at first. 1 gone. Inside, just missed.
definitely a swing and miss slider down and in. He finished that really well. Just couldn't get him to offer at it.
Pitch misses there, and it's 2-1.
He's getting a little frustrated out there on the mound, getting hit around a little bit. Let's see if he can settle himself down.
And downstairs. Traffic on the bases with 1 already in. Here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. That one down the line, and that's just foul. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. number 2.
Typically that high fastball,
Up
if
next
it's
for the
close to the
Mariners,
top of the strike
the
zone, a
left
hitter,
fielder,
if he's prepared
Randy
for it, can get to it. But that one just had that little jump at the end, which indicates there's a good spin rate on it, and it didn't decrease in velocity as that hitter's internal clock would expect it to, and that's why you see the swing and miss.
Fastball for a strike.
0-2 count, both pitches on the inside part of the plate. Hitter is thinking, I don't want to get beat here. This is a good time for something off speed away.
2 on, 2 outs. And down on strikes he goes. They limit the damage here. 1 run in the inning, but they leave 2. Through 8 full, it's the A's 12 and the Mariners 3. And welcome back to the ballpark. Now it's the second baseman, Zach Gelof. Hit on the ground to short. Crawford over to first, and they get the leadoff man in the 9th. Next up for the A's, Gio Urshela. And first offering is fouled off. The A's up big in this one here at the top of the 9th. Line drive. Pulls up, and that's in there for a knock.
Now batting.
Hooked
left
around that
fielder,
pitch on the
Seth
outside, but he was still
Brown.
able to square it up pretty nicely, and that takes quick, strong wrist to pull that off.
Seth Brown up next for the A's. Tapped out in front of the plate. Feed to second, that's 1. Over to first, but it's offline.
The first baseman, number 21.
Well, that was going to be a really tough one to turn 2 on, so a nice job to get the out at second right there. Hold on to the baseball. Shortstop clearly paid the price, but that kind of comes with the territory.
And here's the first baseman, Tyler Soderstrom. Swinging a foul straight back. The 0-1 is outside, and it's a ball and a strike.
No, he's really working him away this at bat. Sometimes take a little bit off velocity. Try to get a rollover, something on the ground. Stay away from that big hole on the right side of the infield.
The other way, and that's a base hit into left field. And now first and second with 2 outs.
The right fielder, number 4, Lawrence.
At the plate, Lawrence Butler. Swing and a miss. Looked off balance that time.
1 strike.
Next pitch, a slider that misses outside.
Just missed with that backdoor breaking ball. If he gets a swing and miss or called strike, 0-2 count. Instead, it's 1-1. Look for him to go back to that pitch later in this at bat.
2 on, 2 outs. Now he breaks his bat. The throw to first, and that is that. A's strand a couple. They lead it big, though. It's 12-3.
Pitching for the
Back
Athletics.
now as they hand the ball to a fresh arm to start the bottom of the 9th. T.J. McFarland.
Compared to some days, this is a pretty low leverage appearance for him, so he should be fairly free and easy out there. Still have to keep yourself sharp and attack the strike zone.
Polanco leading things off and takes a strike. Check swing, and he went 0-2 now. That to right. Butler on the move. Nice grab on the run. And there's one away.
The batter, number 3, shortstop, J.P.
And the batter now, J.P. Crawford. A little bit low. Ball 1. The Mariners with a lot of ground to make up. We're in the last half of the 9th inning. This one in the air, center field. Bleday. And there's 2 away.
Now batting, the second baseman, Dylan.
So they're down to their final out. Dylan Moore up next for the Mariners. And there's the strike. Two down, nobody on. Here in the last half of inning number 9. Chopped left side. Wilson. Throw to first and ball game. And the A's take the finale here. They win the series.